Hi folks, I'm Brandon Bone with Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Animal cruelty is a despicable thing all on its own, but people who are violent to animals tend to think they can be violent towards people too. Some people have expressed frustration with us for not fighting back against people who attack us, but you have to remember, we're not there to fight, we're there to expose animal abuse. That said, we defend ourselves when it's necessary. In those cases, however, we often face charges, even though it was only self-defense. That's because places that allow animal abuse typically own the police and district attorneys. Here are a few instances where the bullies who thought they could abuse us got a surprise. This was the infamous Higgins pigeon shoot in 1990, which happily is now relegated to the historical dustbin. Skinheads and the Ku Klux Klan would do membership drives at the shoot because the kind of people who shoot pigeons tossed out of boxes are perfect candidates for those hate organizations. In front of the corrupt Pennsylvania State Police, shoot supporters began driving vehicles through groups of protesters. The police did nothing. Steve Hindy, who was to later found Shark, stepped in front of the automobile to make it stop, but the driver didn't stop. He hit Steve and took off with him on the hood. So Steve defended himself. Both Steve and the Firebird driver were arrested, but the obviously inebriated driver's charges were dropped. Steve, on the other hand, was charged with criminal damage to property for defending himself. In this scene, Steve is holding a camera at another Higgins shoot. Watch what happens next.
Come on, start it. Because I'd just love to eat your face.
Hey, come down! Hey!
No cameras on. He just hit me.
Okay.
He just hit me. He just hit me. Assault. We need them down at double barrel. Assault.
That's how it works with pigeon shooters. They're big, tough guys, only so long as their opponent is a starving, defenseless pigeon. In this scene, a thug outside of Wing Point Canned Hunt Club resorts to using a metal clasp on a rope to gash Steve's head.
Quite a few in Berks County.
What degree do you have, huh?
But the assailant also caught a left to his jaw.
Real altruistic of you to hit people. Real nice.
That's quite a complaint for the individual who both started the fight and drew first blood. Sometimes things get more serious. This is another Wing Point incident.
You fucking asshole hit me!
Predictably, the cowardly driver flees onto shoot property, where the state police chose not to arrest him. The driver merely received a few traffic tickets, and never even appeared in court. Then there was this.
What do you want?
You trying to intimidate us?
Any way, anytime I can.
This thug tried to intimidate Steve and his girlfriend Janet in Warminster, Pennsylvania. The thug thought he could get away with assaulting Janet right in front of Steve. This misjudgment earned him a hard shove.
Get on the ground, motherfucker. Right now.
The thug pulled a loaded semi-automatic handgun in the middle of the day on a public street. The thug apparently thought this would give him the upper hand, but neither Steve nor Janet budged. In the end, it was the gunman and his accomplices who ran. Because the thug was connected to wealthy and politically connected pigeon shooters, the Warminster police issued only 2 minor citations. Steve and his girlfriend Janet, on the other hand, received a total of a half a dozen charges. Our opposition has learned, sometimes the hard way, that we defend ourselves when necessary, but our true mission is one that results in peace, liberty, and justice for all, humans and non-humans alike. Human rights activist Cesar Chavez said, "Kindness and compassion towards all living things is a mark of a civilized society. We need, in a special way, to work twice as hard to help people understand that the animals are fellow creatures, that we must protect them and love them as we love ourselves." This is Brandon Bone with Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.